So, hey guys, it's me again. And I'm sure not that many people watch my videos because I don't have that many viewers, but I thought maybe I can rather share what I've been going through with anybody else that needs like some information, some help, just some type of like info, because I'm sure everybody heard of this pandemic. Everybody knows about this pandemic. Everybody knows somebody who's been, who's had it and also been exposed to it. And with the whole COVID and with everything that's going on in the world. So last Tuesday, which is 7 days ago, 7 days today, May 7 days today, I was exposed to COVID. Like literally close contact, I was intimate with the person, um, and all of that. And, I did the whole 9 yards, kissing, hugging, everything you could possibly think of when you're intimate with somebody. I did it. And comes to find out, like 2 days later, he ended up testing positive for COVID. When I first heard that he was positive, I freaked out, because it's a scary thing, okay? So scary. So, and the next, I immediately um had my mother pick up my children and take them, which, mind you, I have my 7-year-old and my 3 year old, my 10-year old and my 13-year old. My 10-year old didn't want to go. So she stood here, but I've been in my room quarantined for 6 days. Every time I go out into my, like my bathroom, my kitchen, I wear my mask. Um, so 2 days later, matter of fact, 3 days, I'm lying, 3 days, I went and I got tested because I was freaking out, right? The second day, um, I'm gonna rewind it a little bit. The second day, I had, I was feeling sick. I had, my throat was hurting me all the way down to my stomach. That was when I woke up, that's how I felt. And I felt a little bit weak. I felt like I could, like I was just feeling like, oh my God, like what the fuck. So I drank some tea immediately. Then I went and I've been taking vitamin C. So after that, I went and I got tested. I got me some it's a flu and cold medication for people with high blood pressure because I have high blood pressure. It's called Ceridin, I believe. So I had got me that, and I had got emergency, and I got me a Z pack later on, like maybe like 2 days later. I had got me a Z pack on Saturday. Um, Other than that, I was had the humidifier. I drank really really hot tea and drink it slowly and put my head back and let it go down as hot as you can tolerate the tea. You drink it very slowly and you let it go down. You're gonna feel it burning inside. I did that just assuming that I'm pushing it down to my belly. Because remember, it wants to linger. And if it lingers in your throat and lingers in your lungs, it can stay there and multiply and do all of that. So the key about that is trying to push it down. That's my, my theory or whatever. When people breathe it in through their nose and breathe in through their mouth, it goes straight, right here, right there, right? So anyway, make the long story short, which I'm trying to make it short, but I suck at explaining things. Um, right. So I did that, and then I went and I took cloves of garlic, uh ginger. I bought actual ginger, natural ginger. Got a blender, blended that in there, blended that together. More garlic than ginger. Put honey and lemon. I drank a teaspoon of that. Was drinking teaspoons of that twice a day. And was drinking a lot of tea, a lot of hot stuff, a lot of hot stuff. And then I actually slept with onions, like sliced onions under my feet, but with the socks on. And so my first test that I did 3 days later came out negative. My rapid was negative, okay, which they say it could be false if you take it too early. So I took my CPR, my PCR, whatever you call that. That's the one they send to the lab, right? That takes a little longer. That one was negative. Okay, three, I'm like, I probably tested too early, this, that, and the third. So I waited for the fifth day. The fifth day came. I went early in the morning. The lines are crazy. It's just like, this is like a fucking nightmare. When I tell you this is a nightmare, because everybody's freaking out about this because nobody really knows and you don't really know. So, all right, I went to go get tested 5 days later. My rapid came out negative. My CPR came out negative. PCR, CPR, whatever you call it, came out negative. So, with that being said, I'm on my seventh day. Right now they made the quarantine to 10 days. So I got like 3 more days. Hopefully everything remains the same. But I think maybe, it could be a possibility either I didn't get it or I had strands of it and my body it didn't develop because I killed it before it tried to, or maybe God forbid it could develop. But I spoke to the doctor and I spoke to the nurse and she was like, it will be kind of impossible for it to come out later on, because we already tested you, because I knew my date that I was exposed. So it's kind of different when you don't know and then you develop the symptoms. That's different. But if you know somebody that you've been exposed to and you know the date you was around them and all that, I try to use these things, because at the end of the day nobody really knows what this thing is, how this thing is moving, how you kill it, what you go about doing. So it don't hurt to try, my little things that I'm saying. I also, I'm Spanish, so I use Vicks. And at one point, for the third day, I kind of like my taste and my smell was kind of fading, and I could barely taste and I could barely smell. And then the fourth day, I was like, oh shit, I could smell it. I could really taste again, because I could smell. I could have smelled before, but it wasn't like, now the kids are, my kids are cooking in the kitchen, and I'm all the way back here, and I'm like, yo, what are you cooking now? Before I wasn't able to smell that as strong. So with that being said, you know, it's just crazy. And I have bought my own Z pack, because in the pharmacy over here, you could buy a Z pack. And and it's so crazy because before I got exposed, I had been taking vitamin C, 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C. So, the best thing you can do is like build your immune system. I drank 24 packs of water within, all by myself. I just kept drinking water, 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 tea, tea, tea. Large, like, I even got my nose spray, saline, the cough drops. I even got an asthma machine, okay, just in case. And also my humidifier. So basically, make the long story short, it came out negative. So I'm thinking that, it's done. Um, you have to make positive choices, people, because at the end of it all, we all don't know who has it. So as of right now, my love life is and my fuck life is truly canceled until further notice, because you can never know. You can never know, and then you don't know how your body's gonna react. You don't know. And by the way, I'm O positive. I noticed with a lot of people who have O positive blood, this is not a known fact, but there was studies saying that people that have O positive blood are more likely to end it up fighting it better, or being exposed to it more, and most likely probably not getting it, most likely, but not saying 100% that's for real. We never know. So that, with that being said, people, please make your better choices. I was looking at it right in the face, and it's a scary thing, especially for the older people and the children. you know It's just crazy because everybody a lot of people's getting it. A lot of people's getting it, and it hits people differently. You never know. So if you try these home, these little remedies that I told you, you drink very hot tea as hot as you could tolerate. The ginger is the most strongest one, the strongest thing for those type of things. So ginger with lemon, and tolerate it as hot as you can, and try to push it down, because I heard if you push it down to your esophagus, whatever you call it, your fucking belly, the basically the acid that breaks down your food would actually, kill it, from what I heard. So, right? So I try to do that. Like I was telling my sister, I was like, yo, I was pushing it down, pushing it down. I was trying to push